being made here in terms of how many rounds we might be able to see at the regional qualifiers. And then later on down at Raid Control, Raid is a map where
number of games they have from Adunia Games is a little bit more. And here we go. We have the game right now starting. This is Summit and Smart Omega going against Adunia Games. Battle it on.
The players are ready, we casters are ready, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, are you ready? This is gonna be one heck of a blockbuster matchup, and Smart Omega gonna try to redeem themselves just a little bit. Earlier on this was played out at firing range. Earlier on this was played out in a match of S&D. This time it's Hardpoint, Jet Sky swooping down like a bird of prey, and will be able to manage to grab a couple of players on the side of Smart Omega. But Whoopi just managing to clear out the area and take control of control room while he continues to slay. In the previous Hardpoint matchup, this guy was the lowest fragger, and this time around he's popping off from the very get-go.
Yeah, I mean, it's a hard push right there from Adunia Games to get into that hill, but it's a good thing that a few members from Smart Omega was able to back off and get better position to take them out of that hill. P1 right now with only 20 seconds, a chance for Adunia Games to get a lot more of a point, but a take back of Smart Omega right now. This proves that they are making the adjustment, and understanding of this map as well is going to their favor. 6-30 right now on the scores with only 5 seconds remaining being given to Adunia Games. They started off preparation for that P2, even in P3, as we see one of the members of Smart Omega.
You look at the fight that is happening all the way at the forklift area. That shows how much of map understanding both of these teams have. Both of them taking that backstep, wanting to secure the favorable spawn at Green Radar Station. But it is Adunia Games that manages to win that hands down. But this break coming through from Whoopi, that's a huge kill. And he continues to string that on to hop straight on to the hard point and challenge the team of Adunia Games for it. Manages to secure yet another slay. 9 kills so far. Whoopi is already on fire. Gonzi pulling out the KRM as well. 2 KRM players on the side of Adunia Games, and it looks like this is absolutely perfect. Only MSP hitting all of those hit marks with the KRM. Adunia Games, the Indonesians, absolutely popping off with the shotgun, Neptune.
Yeah, they pop off, they point to the head and shoot, click, clack, boom. That is what's happening with the KRM at this point. But as we only have 8 seconds, the scrap points will be taken by Smart Omega, and they are taking a huge lead right now. But in terms of position, though they are stepped already into that hill, the rotation of Adunia Games right now is taking them one at a time. And as it activates, it is more of the property of Adunia Games. But with that ready, it has given advantage to Smart Omega once again.
I'm keeping count, and I'm keeping count as to how many times Smart Omega manages to control the spawns. This is twice they've managed to be defeated by Adunia Games. Adunia Games once again holding on to the forklift area. Special Forces base will be overcome with the numbers of Adunia Games players, and Smart Omega, they don't care. Even if you have favorable spawns, they're just gonna barge their head in there and win out their gunfights. Whoopi's still on fire. 15 kills in hand so far, and it doesn't look like he wants to slow down. Through the smoke, you've got one player from the side of DG who continues to push on in to torture them off of that spot, but Whoopi says hell no. KSP dominance by this boy. Zeze steps on in there only to get taken down by Rage, but Zen manages to whoop Whoopi out of the hard point. Finally, Adunia Games soaking up some of those scrap points.
Yeah, it took 3 to take out the Raging Whoopi combination out there, but they are now heading into P4. We're in. Smart Omega has already taken the lead as well as control of the spawn point in there towards Gorilla Base. But the rotation of Adunia Games is showing a little bit of push, but they are being taken down one at a time, and it is just an addition, and they are just lining up, AJ.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. Look at the players of Smart Omega now. All the angles locked down already. Spawn control this time round 4P4 is absolutely stunning as the Filipinos rock the party. They bring out 2 of those annihilators, annihilating player after player from the Indonesian side. And Adunia Games has no ingress to this hard point at all. 27 more seconds. Rage this time round popping off. He brings out his KRM as well to show that that's exactly what MSP can do. Respond toe to toe. They can dance with you. And this match of Tango, this dance-off seems to be finishing up on the side of Smart Omega. Adunia Games being dominated from the get-go here.
No foot being stepped on by Smart Omega in this dance. All they have is swift movement like a butterfly, like a bee. They sting. And this is what we are seeing from the game right now. A good turnaround from Smart Omega as they take foot onto that P1 recycle at this point. But once again, Dunya Games made an effort to clear that out. It's more of the rotation of Smart Omega as they split into 3 as they go in push on both P1 and P2.
Yeah, ZX unfortunately takes himself out of the equation. This is the reset of those hard points. Dunya Games this time investing well on that Annihilator. Fran gets that double kill already. Circles around, finds nobody outside, but as he steps back in, Rage gets eliminated instantaneously. Nobody has been able to step up front just yet, and Fran is just absolutely popping off on that Annihilator, and all of the points being soaked up here by Dunya Games. Yes, they had spawn controls a little bit earlier on, but this time around, they're playing the meta of Smart Omega. Bash your heads into that hard point and win your gunfights. And it looks like the Indonesians have managed to find that adjustment to play the counter strategy against Smart Omega. But it's all going to depend on how they play this P3 next, because that's exactly where Smart Omega, with the help of Whoopi, managed to pull forth.
Yeah, they had to step in first on a P2 right now too, as able to step in. Rage right now, raging on the KRM as well, and this is just to show and pay back on what damage Dunya Games has to offer in this. But the points is still moving in towards them, and the rotation of Smart Omega is still proving to them that they can defend this and take a hold and take as much points and time as possible. And that Freddy has missed, and like that was surprising. That would be a good chance for Dunya Games to be able to get as much kills and clear that up. But this is left to the 27 seconds before they get and step into that before clearing that out.
Oh, this is shocking. I thought it will have to go all the way to P3, but Dunya Games making it work on P2 in itself. 17 seconds to go, and it looks like they are going to be able to catch up a little bit. Smart Omega already on that strong rotation towards P3 to secure the spawns out of the Special Forces base. Dunya Games doing 2 things at the very same time. Securing the scrap points, all with 1 player, ZZX, and the rest of them, they rotate back. 3 of them holding on to the hard point. XS1 Goliath will be pulled out as well, but the players of Smart Omega, they take the hard point. Annihilator investment by Kendi. Can he get shut down, or will he shut down the beautiful XS1 Goliath? Whoopi from the back, just with the KSP, tells Jetsky to get the heck out of there. And the Annihilator still rocks the party by Kendi, and he manages to dominate this P3. Dunya Games with their first, but Smart Omega just don't care.
They will not be making the same mistake of letting go of this money hill, though they have invested a lot already on P1 and P2, and it's mostly off that rotation later on that will help. But another glide will be pulled out by Dunya Games at this point. But this is the same story. It's more of a backstab as well as a damage, but I think no Annihilator will be in play at this moment, and that Goliath will live with 14 seconds remaining. The catch-up is on, but as they reach the 200 mark, Smart Omega has a good lead already in this game.
XS1 Goliath way too slow. The investment of the second XS1 Goliath was just a little bit of an overkill for me. That might have just been a big mistake from the Indonesian side. And now, as the Goliath heads on over to the hard point, Goliath wins the fight against Whoopi and takes over the hard point. That's fantastic. Dunya Games, big fight, but Goliath still alive and kicking. Rage taken out, but they equalize each other. Fantastic play. Whoopi actually pulled out the Annihilator, shut down Sky, and now he dominates out there on the battlefield. Rage drops back in here with the KRM. This is going to be a big kill, but ZX, fantastic slide challenge. Kendi isn't able to step back in just yet. He's waiting for a little bit of backup. The rest of the players a little bit too slow, and Dunya Games managed to win a couple of gunfights, but Rage steps on right back in, and that KRM says way too spicy. Sky, beautiful play, and he manages to shut him down with the Annihilator. The boxing gloves of his partner didn't manage to connect just yet, but 215 to 150. Dunya Games tethering on the edge of defeat here, Neptune.
Yes, very risky once Smart Omega let go of that hill a little bit too early. So hopefully they'll be able to hold onto it until the final second, or probably until where they are comfortable onto the next hill. Because so far that is where they failed earlier, and I would say with the lead that they have, though it is around 40 or 50, it is not that far, especially with a second. That is 1 minute that is required to get the points within the hill, and it is not that easy to go. It's not that difficult to go against Smart Omega, especially at the adjustment being done by Dunya Games at this point. But so far, it's just a trade-off back and forth, and who gets to live? It is the one not under that credit.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. And Whoopi now pulling out that KRM as well. All the players of Smart Omega going to town with Dunya Games, and it looks like they want to reverse out there. And you know, the suggestion that I put forth, that it might just be a little bit of a sneaky play by the players of Smart Omega to drop a couple of rounds, because either way they are not going to get punished. I mean, you expecting Ace or MGU to pull away series from Smart Omega? You are a dreamer. The ones closest possible to them would be West Point Mamba Low Kings, but even at stage 3 for MSP, we've seen what Smart Omega can do against a team like Low Kings. And if Dunya Games does not find their way back in, it's gonna be a GG. But with 5 more points for Smart Omega to wrap things up, I think it is what it is. Gonzi brings out that XS1 Goliath. By the time he gets there, this game is gonna be over. Too slow, Mr. XS. Gonzi back to the lobby. Already, I really do not understand why you would bring that XS1 Goliath into play if it is